Pakistan, country rich in youthful talent and intellectual potential, is facing a growing crisis, brain drain. Every year, tens of thousands of its brightest minds leave for opportunities abroad, costing the economy a staggering $4.2 billion annually. While remittances offer temporary relief, reaching a record $38.5 billion in 2024 to 2025, the long-term loss of human capital is quietly crippling innovation, productivity, and institutional development. So, what went wrong, and how did we get here? Brain drain is the emigration of highly educated and skilled professionals to wealthier countries in search of better pay, career opportunities, and security. Pakistan ranks third in South Asia and sixth globally in human capital flight. Since the removal of Imran Khan in 2022, the political chaos, economic mismanagement, bureaucratic incompetence, and military intervention have destroyed the economy of Pakistan and brought a major wave of uncertainty. In just 2 years, 2022 to 2024, the emigration of highly qualified professionals rose by 26.6%. The outflow includes doctors, engineers, IT specialists, researchers, and even bureaucrats, many of whom were trained using public funds. The average cost of educating a doctor in Pakistan is $25,000, and with 10,000 doctors emigrating annually, the country loses $250 million each year in training investments alone. This loss is compounded by reduced productivity, tax revenue, and innovation. While remittances have grown to $38.5 billion, a 25.2% increase from the previous year, this surge is largely due to rising inflation and cost of living in Pakistan, compelling the diaspora to send more money home. These funds help stabilize foreign reserves, reduce external borrowing, and support families. Under Imran Khan's government, initiatives like Roshan digital accounts and remittance incentives strengthened these flows. However, remittances still fall short of covering the broader economic loss. For example, if 100,000 skilled professionals migrate annually, earning $60,000 abroad versus $12,000 locally, and each sends home $6,000, Pakistan suffers a net economic loss of $4.2 billion per year, a stark gap between potential domestic value and actual remittance inflows. During his tenure, Imran Khan repeatedly warned that Pakistan's most talented professionals were leaving the country permanently, not just for temporary jobs. He tied this exodus to worsening political instability, limited economic opportunities, and a lack of institutional support. He argued that young professionals, many of whom were educated at public expense, were abandoning the country, thereby undermining its capacity to grow and modernize. While exact figures were not always cited, his government's focus on overseas Pakistanis was clear. Initiatives like tax exemptions on remitted funds, housing incentives, and simplified digital banking systems were aimed at retaining economic ties with the diaspora and encouraging talent to remain engaged with the country's development. Khan's approach treated brain drain as a threat requiring urgent policy attention. At the April 2025 Overseas Pakistanis Convention, Asim Munir dismissed concerns over brain drain, instead calling it a brain gain and describing the diaspora as lights that shine internationally. He framed their contributions abroad as a source of national pride, portraying them as brand ambassadors. However, Munir's remarks overlooked key economic and institutional challenges, such as declining R&D capacity, shortages in the medical workforce, and the economic loss of publicly funded professionals. His narrative downplayed the severity of the crisis and reflected a broader institutional tendency to favor nationalistic optimism over acknowledging systemic issues driving skilled emigration. Brain drain doesn't just affect GDP, it weakens Pakistan's essential systems, such as healthcare, with shortages of doctors and nurses, especially in rural areas, education due loss of experienced teachers and academic researchers, technology as it leads to decline in innovation and global competitiveness. Governance is affected due to diminished capacity in civil service and policy design. A 2023 Gallup Pakistan survey found that 62% of young professionals would prefer to work abroad if given the chance, a statistic that reflects national disillusionment more than ambition. Pakistan's brain drain is not just a numbers problem, it's a national identity crisis. While remittances patch financial wounds, they can't replace the intellectual capital that drives progress. Imran Khan recognized this and tried to address it. Today's leadership must decide whether to follow through or continue pretending it's not a problem. Because the true cost of brain drain isn't just $4.2 billion a year, it's the loss of ideas, leadership, and hope. The time to act is now, before we lose another generation to someone else's future.